Hello, everybody. Welcome you all to my YouTube channel English Net JRF with Neha Priyadarshini. Hope you will enjoy my video. Guys, please subscribe this channel so that you can easily get the latest updates regarding all the upcoming videos. फ्रेंड्स, मैं ये वीडियो कुछ ब्रेक के बाद ला रही हूँ. होप यू विल एंजॉय दिस मच. सो जैसा कि ये कोटेशन से मैं आज स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ. इफ़ यू कैन ड्रीम इट यू कैन अचीव इट. ये आपके एम से, आपके गोल से रिलेटेड है. यस गाइज, दिस इज 100% ट्रू. यू नो, एवरीथिंग इज अ गेम ऑफ योर माइंड सेट. अगर आपने नेट JRF का ड्रीम देखा है तो आप उसे 100% अचीव कर सकते हैं. और मैं ये अपने पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस से आपको कह रही हूँ. बट यू हैव टू बी ऑन द ट्रैक ऑलवेज. सारे डिस्ट्रैक्शंस को साइड करके आप अपने गोल में लगे रहिए ताकि जो आपका टारगेट है नेट 2022 वो आप अचीव कर पाएँ. Okay, so now we move towards our topic. This is and that topic is the age of Chaucer. इससे पहले वीडियो में हमने इस एज के रिगार्डिंग जो इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स डिस्कस किए हैं, आप उन पॉइंट्स को ज़रूर देखें ताकि एक क्लीन एंड क्लियर इमेज आपके माइंड में बने और आप इंटरेस्टिंग होके इस वीडियो को एंजॉय कर पाएँ. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव ऑन. द एज ऑफ चॉशर, इट्स टाइमलाइन फॉल्स बिटवीन 1350 to 1400. First, we will delve into the historical background of this age. Ready? So, let's begin with the Chaucer's England. First, we will try to understand the scenarios of Chaucer's England. Guys, you know, it's not possible to add everything on the slides. So here, I will give you oral description of the historical background. Try listening to it carefully and write down the important points emerging from this description. Okay, so let's get started. You know, after Norman conquest 1066, in the Middle English period, England emerged as a distinct nation. Yes, with distinct qualities, more with native influences rather than foreign influences. I mean French or Italian influences. There were less emphasis on French or Italian influences. But it was not negligible. It was seen in the works of Chaucer also. Okay? So, sense of nationalism, nationhood began to emerge during this period. So, we also find upheaval of English language. I mean standardization of English language. English people demanded their own language. Chaucer introduced new language. Out of 4 dialects that were prevalent, that were Northumbrian, Southumbrian, East Midland, Kentish, Chaucer selected East Midland to shape New English. You know, the reason behind the selection of East Midland by Chaucer was that Chaucer was more competent with this language. as well as the larger area of people also covered this language. Plus, it was the ancestral language of Chaucer and it was flexible too. Okay? And now I am moving towards the religious background of this age. The religious background was dominated by Roman Catholic Christianity. Reformation was the revival of spiritual Christianity in England. Further points are also related with this age. As we have seen, the expansion of trade in England started during this age. Influence of humanism was also seen. Renewed study of the literature of classical antiquity. Emergence of Oxford as an intellectual center. Wycliffe's influence was also seen. And few important dates come here. That's 1362. I have also discussed it in the previous video. आपने वो वीडियो अभी तक नहीं देखे हैं तो आप जाएं और उस वीडियो में जितने भी इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स बनते हैं आप उन्हें फैक्चुअल पॉइंट समझकर मेमोराइज करने की कोशिश करें. इट्स गोइंग टू बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. ओके, सो 1362 English became the language of court. 1363 English became the language of parliament. 1386 English replaced French. You know, Chaucer lived in the century which was very eventful in the form of political, social and other type of crisis. So what was the kind of crisis? Yeah, it was the plague, also known as the Black Death, 1348. Rebellions, peasant revolt, 1381. Wat Tyler was associated with it. Corruption was also prevalent in the Roman Catholic Church. In church, there were shelling of pardons. There were scandals in monasteries. Then other form of crisis came into the form of war. That was the 100 Years' War fought between Britain and France during 1337 to 1453. It truly drained the resources of the nation. And the repercussions were as in the form of heavy taxation, anarchy. It was on the common people. Yeah, repercussions on the common people. Aftermath of war, 100 Years' War. Okay? You know, this age, I mean the age of Chaucer, was the age of glaring social contrasts. Contrasts in what sense? Here I will compare it, okay? On the one side of the society, there was peasantry, and on the other side of the society, there was poverty prevailed. On the one side, there was robust vigor, and on the other side, there was crippling diseases in the society. On the one side, there was an elegant literature, and on the other side, there was widespread illiteracy. You can compare it, okay? On the one side, there was the revival of religious faith in the form of Reformation, and on the other side, there were corruptions in the church. Series of wars or battles happened during this age. As I have discussed, that 100 Years' War that was fought between England and France between the era 1337 to 1453. And further, three famous battles were also fought, that were Battle of Crecy 1346, Battle of Poitiers 1356, Battle of Agincourt 1415. These points have also been discussed in the previous video. Okay, let's move on. Now I am going to clear the three major influences that shaped Chaucer's age, that were social and political unrest, reformation on the religious front, and third, Renaissance. Now comes the literature in the age of Chaucer. गाइस, मैं यहाँ कंपेयर करूँगी एंग्लो सैक्सन एज के लिटरेचर के जो फॉर्म था और जो चॉशर्स एज के जो लिटरेचर का फॉर्म है, वहाँ हम देखते हैं कि जो चॉशर्स के एज को कहा गया है द एज ऑफ ट्रांजिशन. You know, Chaucer's age, as we all know, it's the age of transition. What do you mean by transition here? You know, transition, it doesn't mean the complete change. Yeah, it's the process of change between the previous era and the present era. और जो ट्रांजिशंस हैं एंग्लो सैक्सन एज से लेकर चॉशर्स एज तक, वो हम यहाँ क्लियर करने वाले हैं. ओके, so whereas in Anglo-Saxon age there was prose style in decasyllabic couplet, whereas in Chaucer's age it turns into poetry style, that's verse form. Okay, and second, in Anglo-Saxon era there were descriptive literatures. What do you mean by descriptive literature? You know, in that form of literature, there were detailed analysis about the hero. As for example, in Beowulf, there was the complete analysis of Beowulf. Okay, and in Chaucer's age, it has taken the form of narrative literature. In narrative literature, in narrative literature there is a void of unnecessary descriptions. It simply started with stories, content, plot. In Anglo-Saxon era, there were idealistic literature. Idealism was prevalent in every sector, but not concerned with the visage of society. It was simply in the tales, simply in the literature only. Whereas in the Chaucer's age, it turns into realistic literature. There were realistic approach in every angle, and it was concerned with the visage of societies also. There were local dialects in Anglo-Saxons, as that was the dialects of tribes, Vikings, Rovers, Jutes, Normandies, whereas in the Chaucer's age, it has taken the form of a standard dialect. Okay. Now we move towards Geoffrey Chaucer. His timeline falls between 1343 to 1400. First, I am going to give you a brief description about Chaucer. You know, Chaucer as the father of English poetry, father of English literature, first storyteller, first writer of Renaissance. Better you can say morning star of Renaissance. Chaucer was the earliest of the great moderns. First writer of Reformation along with John Wycliffe. Yeah. So this was all about Chaucer's description. Now I am moving towards few important points regarding Chaucer. I am giving you the introduction to Chaucerian age. Now, Chaucer as the real starting point. You can say the first of our really national poets, as Hudson had said. Chaucer is the father of English poetry, as told by Dryden. You know, the entire century named after this massive figure at Chaucerian age. Chaucer's lifetime in English history lived under 3 monarchs. Yeah, Chaucer lived in the era of 3 monarchs. As you can see here, 3 monarchs were Edward III, Richard II, Henry IV. You know, Chaucer was born in 1340 or 1343. There is no certain date about his birth, but you can say 1340 or 43. During the reign of Edward III, he was born, and during the succession of Richard II, 1377, he was also presented there, and the year after the ascension of Henry IV, Chaucer was also presented there, and Chaucer died in 1400. So Chaucer lived in the era of 3 different kings: Edward III 1327 to 1377, Richard II 1377 to 1399, Henry IV 1399 to 1413. Now I am moving towards another slide, that is Chaucer as a writer. हम यहाँ से देखते हैं कि Chaucer as a writer की जर्नी आगे कहाँ तक होती है. Okay? The works of Chaucer are divided into 3 periods of his life. 3 periods of his life. French language period before 1372, Italian language period after 1372, then English language period. But today I will discuss only French period, that falls between 1359 to 1372. Okay? In French period, 3 main writings of Chaucer was prevalent. First, the Roman of the Rose, 1360, the Book of the Duchess, 1369, and ABC, a long prayer. Okay. So here is the Roman of the Rose, 1360. It is actually the translation of French work written by Lee Roman de la Rose. Sorry friends, it's the name of the work, Lee Roman de la Rose, written by John de Meun and Guillaume de Loriche. Okay. Now second, the Book of the Duchess, 1369. First major book originally written by Chaucer. It's a dream poem, and LG, 1300 lines. It was written by Chaucer for the Blanque of Lancaster. Used Ottava Rima for the first time. Fictional king Ceyx plus the queen Alcyone plus goddess Juno have been described in this work. It's a lengthy allegorical poem. Now other works in French period: The Complaint into Pity, The Complaint of Mars, The Complaint of Mars, and then Queen Annelida. So this was all about today's session. Friends, I hope you have enjoyed it well. So thank you for watching this video. Please do like, share and subscribe this channel. Okay. Thank you friends for listening it carefully.